what's up guys, it's your boy Artisy. Today I'm going to be showcasing you guys a melee build on my Interceptor. I have it up to 704 because I've done my farming and acquired quite a few legendaries to go with this build. Now to jump right into this build, what I'm normally running for weapons is my unending battle, and the secondary can be of any choosing, but the reason I run this unending battle is because the gladiator's rat. Hitting an enemy at point blank range increases weapon damage and melee damage by 110% for 5 seconds. Now that comes in really handy when you're up close and personal, and also it gives me armor 65% max, which adds to my tanking ability when it comes to running Grandmaster 1 or 2. Now my assault system is very simple. I run Serpent's Veil simply because of the poison debuff, and it's a primer. And alongside with my Serpent's Veil, I also like to run Sudden Death, which I have both at legendary, and it's a pretty good guard roll, which gives me shotgun damage, and it gives me gear 225% damage and gear 100% charge. So I get 2 strikes of Sudden Death. And the reason why I love Sudden Death so much is because it enables you to, while you're in the air, you can fully well just slam down with Sudden Death and one-shot a turret. Now, when we head to my components, now this is how my components work. All my components go hand in hand with each other. So as my Way of the Swift and my Talisman of Power, any R1 hit increases L1's damage. Any L1 hit increases R1 damage by 50%. Now this and this goes hand in hand simply because you can buff your abilities damage. Now how this works, once you proc the Way of the Swift, you hit somebody with the L1, which is your Serpent's Veil, your R1 is increased by 50%. And once you proc that first R1, which is the Sudden Death Strike, you buff your Serpent's Veil damage, and so on and so forth. And that's how that basically just go hands in hand with each other. Now, my Vengeance Matrix and Way of the Integration, on low health, all damage is increased by 60% by 25% for 5 seconds. Now, this isn't gonna proc so often simply because of this build and its healing capabilities, but it's also handy to have, present. Way of Integration. Now, gear hit streaks, which is 2 hit streak, with its 2 hits on an enemy, increases all damage by 30% for 5 seconds. Now, this you can hit your Sudden Death 2 times on an enemy, which is probably be an Enforcer or an enemy with shields, which probably wouldn't be the case because you do hit pretty hard with this build. But if you do, you'll have that 30% damage for 5 seconds. Now, on top of all that damage, there is also my healing capabilities, which is defeating an enemy with a melee restores 20% armor. Way of the Bold. You're gonna need this, because it also buffs your aura combo pulse strength by 40%, which means the pulse is gonna be way more in a vast area and way stronger. It's gonna take from more and do more damage over time. No, Conductive Lattice. I don't know if I said that right, but this is very important. Perform a small melee hit streak detonates an electric explosion. Now this goes very well with either your ultimate or if you're just running a plain old melee build, because it electrifies the enemies and it primes them with the electricity damage, so your teammates can come in and just detonate them and do more damage all in all. Now to round this up, this is a pretty nice build, a pretty versatile and all around rounded build for melee in Grandmaster 1 and 2. And one more thing I do also run is my target beacon to debuff the enemies and make them take more damage as I'm, swiping away or slashing away with my melee build. Like I said, your secondary weapon can always be a weapon of choosing because there's a lot of space or room to test with this build. What I also would like to run, if you're running a Grandmaster 1, is a Vassal Surprise. On a melee hit, gain 100% ammo in the magazine. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like or comment, even subscribe if you do enjoy the content I give out to you guys. And let me know if this helps you out, or if you made any changes to the build, or any tips down in the comment below for anybody else watching. Now, I also forgot one thing I've been requested to do is show my consumables I use for going into Grandmaster 2 or Grandmaster 1 if you do use consumables in Grandmaster 1. With this Interceptor build, I normally use my Ultimate Sigil and double melee sigil, simply because as long as there are different rarities, they do stack and the damage you get is optimized more. And if you do want and you're lacking some tanking abilities while you're in the random queues, or you're running around with friends, you can swap out one of these melee inscriptions for a armor sigil, and that increases your tankiness by 30%. And yeah,